ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930 present The Drive. Brought to you by Huntington Federal Savings Bank. Local then, local now. Member FDIC.
Welcome into the Wednesday, August 21st edition. Your drive begins now on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930. I'm your host, Paul Swann. Of course, you can join the program anytime other than today because we're booked by calling the Miller Lite phone lines 877-420-TALK, 877-420-8255. Miller Lite, hold true great taste, only 96 calories. The original light beer. You can also find me online. Twitter, it's at Paul Swann. And then, of course, we're on Facebook. You search Facebook, The Drive with Paul Swann. You find us, and that's where we're at. We got a jam-packed show today. We have an in-studio audience. Dude, get a radio. Buy a radio. Dave Walsh here in studio. He has got the microphone away from his face. He's just got headphones on. Get a radio, dude. I have it in the car. Okay. Well, no, don't go sit in the car. Robert Harris joining today. This is a Dave Walsh special, Executive Tournament Director for a military tribute at the Greenbrier. Comes on the program in a few minutes. David Kahn from the West Virginia Power is going to be on the program with us. And then Ariana Aganus from Marshall Volleyball. She's going to be on the program as well. It's going to be rapid fire, jam-packed. We got it all in. Put the microphone over to your face. Dave Walsh.
Okay.
You remember Monday? You were like, man, Swann, when we do the show together, it just flies by.
Yeah.
And then, when I do it by myself, it's
Drag City.
Yeah. I beat you yesterday, brother. I beat you yesterday.
Did you?
Oh gosh, yes. I looked at Gabriel yesterday. I said, Gabriel, that was probably the worst show that I've ever done. And Gabriel, bless his heart, responded to me in only way that Gabriel knows how to do. No, you've done worse. Thanks, Gabriel. I feel a lot better.
Well,
so today we're making up for it. And yesterday I had 0 guests.
Right.
And I was trying to get Coach Aganus. Couldn't get her.
Yeah.
So we're making up for it today with 3 guests.
There you go. Well, you talking about good, bad, and indifferent when you were gone that week and I had Monday and Wednesday. I said when I came back the following Monday I was going to apologize to you for costing your audience because those 2 days, whatever was there was gone. I said, they can't handle this. I said, Paul, get back in that driver's seat, buddy. We need you.
We're redeeming ourselves today, so we're going to be jam-packed. Full hour. We haven't done this in a while. We haven't had a full hour like this. And we got other stuff to get into as well, and we better hit it now. Of course, the big thing today on social media, Marshall dropped the new court design for the Henderson Center. You haven't seen this, have you, Dave?
No.
Of course you haven't, because you don't know how to use that phone of yours. I mean, you can make a phone call on it. He can phone and text people. That's the limit.
I'm learning. I did okay on that one.
New court. It's going to be Kelly Green. It's going to have at center court. It's going to have the outline of the state of West Virginia. It's not big enough. That's my only knock on it. Is the outline of the state of West Virginia could be bigger. Start where Huntington should be.
Right.
So the Kelly Green scheme is there. The Thundering Herd font. It's going to be in the end zones. So they freshened that up, and the logo's changed. Now
what?
It's going to be the new style Block M, or the current Block M. And on top of that, the Marco head with the sailor cap, little swabby cap.
Okay.
So they've taken the old Block M, discarded that, and put the current Marshall M and merged that with the old Marshall Marco logo.
Okay.
And it looks sensational. It's beautiful.
Yeah. I wonder how much was Danny behind that, or just somebody get a
Well, I think Danny's wanted the outline of the state of West Virginia for years. You hear him talk, off mic. He's like, hey, we're in West Virginia.
That's right. What's wrong with the map?
Yeah, he's a proud West Virginian, so he wants to put the map on the state. The map of the state floor. There it is. Yeah, it looked great. I'm absolutely excited, and I rarely get excited for a logo change or anything on the court. It's like, okay, we freshened the paint up. It looks great, but nothing to get excited about. It's just it looks good. This is like, that's distinct. It stands out a lot better.
I know what I'll be doing when I get home, getting my phone out and check it out. Thank you for the tip.
I'll show it to you later.
Oh.
You didn't even bring your phone, did you? No, the sign says turn off electronic devices.
you
You just eliminate your device. You don't
If you
even
don't
bring
bring
it in.
it-
I got you.
If you
Understand.
don't bring it, you can't turn it off.
All right, so we can maximize our
Right.
show time here. Coming up in the next few minutes, Robert Harris is going to join us, Vice President of Golf and Executive Tournament Director. That's a mouthful, Dave, of
Yeah.
titles.
Well, he inherited the second one. He's always been the golf part, but now he's got to run the show down there.
Yeah, he is the tournament director for a military tribute at the Greenbrier. He's going to be joining us next in the program. Later on, David Kahn from the West Virginia Power. And then, of course, we're going to talk volleyball. They've got the green and white scrimmage coming up on Saturday. Ariana Aganus joins us later on the program here on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
This is The Drive with Paul Swann on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930. Presented by Huntington Federal Savings Bank.
Robert Harris is going to join us, the Vice President of Golf and the Executive Tournament Director for a military tribute at the Greenbrier. Paul Swann and Dave Wolf in studio. Okay, so before we get to Robert, I've got to address this right now. I was describing to you the court, the Cam Henderson Center. They've got
Right.
the Marco, the old school Marco.
I remember
with
that.
the new school M. And I misidentified the cap, just to give you the description. You knew what I was talking about. I said the Navy cap, like sailors in the Navy. No.
What's it called?
The Marshall historian for all time,
Mr. Woodrum?
Woody Woodrum, said it's a beanie.
Okay.
I can imagine. He just sent me a text, and I can imagine in the Woody Woodrum voice,
He was screaming.
he was like, "It's a beanie."
and we heard him.
Love you, Woody.
Yes.
I do. Joining us now on the program, you can tell we're having some fun today, and hopefully Robert can have some fun with us. Robert Harris, Vice President of Golf, Executive Tournament Director for a military tribute at the Greenbrier, joins us now on the program. How you doing this evening, Robert?
Well, gentlemen, I had a little difficulty with the board up. I guess I wasn't able to get the name. This is actually Kenny Gwynn speaking with you. I have to apologize on behalf of Robert. He had to jump into a meeting, so he sent me in to pinch hit. But glad to be on and happy to have the opportunity to talk about our great tournament, which it's hard to believe, guys. The countdown is less than 20 days out from it, but it's going to be a great time and things are starting to fall in place.
We're just going to fire the board up. So don't worry. We're going to take. He's gone.
Yeah.
Well, he's gone. He's gone.
He's expendable.
Yeah. I mean, we'll just get a new one. We'll get a fresh one. So.
Hey, that's the toughest job in radio sometimes, guys.
Yeah, it is actually. It completely is. So this thing is growing and growing and growing, and everybody's excited because, of course, ever since it was rebranded, renamed the military tribute at the Greenbrier, there's been an emphasis on making sure to bring attention to those who serve. And Bluestone Resources did something really nice. They donated money to cover the cost of a multitude of tickets, and this is an opportunity for those who serve to be a part of this event. And I thought that was really nice to see something like that continue.
Oh, what a huge resource for the community. You're exactly right. And, this tournament has had a long-standing history in, the near decade that it's been around of supporting this state and our local communities. And, this is a small state and everybody knows everybody. You go back to supporting families in the flood several years ago, and now, as you alluded to so eloquently, are shifting our support to our everyday heroes and serving those who serve us. And how appropriate that now we have the opportunity to have this event take place during the week of September 11th. So, I mean, it's not just folks that serve in our armed forces. It's also our first responders that are taking care of everything for us domestically as well. And through this incredibly generous donation by Bluestone Resources, we now have the opportunity to give back to all of those everyday heroes that we see throughout all of our communities and give them the opportunity to come out and enjoy some first-class PGA Tour golf right here in the Mountain State.
Kenny, you mentioned the time now, the dates changed. How do you feel this is going to compare or go up against, football? Football is a prominent part of Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and you're going right up against golf's biggest nemesis, professional football. So how has that gone over? What's been the response to the date change, and how are you feeling about just going up against all the things that are happening with the start of football season?
Well, that's certainly one way to look at it. The way we choose to look at it is, why do we have to be a nemesis to anything or compete with anything? Why can't we be a complement too? Now, I mean, certainly we don't want to drive anybody away from, visiting the Joan on a Saturday afternoon at Marshall, or going to a game anywhere else on Saturday or Friday night, or taking in their favorite NFL team on Sunday. But for those that aren't going to the game, and let's face it, there's quite a bit of them. We want to. Why not come watch the game here when you have the opportunity to take in PGA Tour golf? You can watch your team play on a myriad of televisions we'll have scattered throughout the course. Watch golf, watch your football, and hey, by the way, we also have a tennis event going on that evening too. So really, when you look at it, we are offering the ultimate sports getaway for the casual sports fan that weekend. I mean, we're going to have it all, guys.
With this event taking place at a different time than it's used to as well, what's been the push like to try to attract those top players? Have you felt like you've got a good field coming in, names that people will know, it'll be exciting, competitive?
Oh, I mean, we're really excited with how our field is starting to round out. We're probably about 2/3 of the way there, and I don't know if you guys saw the release yesterday, but number 9 in the world, Bryson DeChambeau, committed yesterday, as did former major winner Zach Johnson. He joins a field that's already highlighted by Bubba Watson, Jason Duffner. Who else we got in here? Stuart Appleby's a part of it. I mean, you look up and down the line, we've got guys that have played good golf all the way around the circuit, and guys that have created some great memories here. I mean, I'm looking at this list, and Bud Cauley is on the list. And one of the great moments in the history of this tournament was when he hit an ace back in the 2014 tournament. It was emotional because he had just suffered the loss of a family member. He found out that morning, wanted to go out and play, and ended up hitting a hole-in-one on 18 and got one of the most raucous ovations that I've ever witnessed in person. Just little things like that. Stuart Appleby, who shot that 59 in the inaugural event, will be joining us again too. There's a lot of good players, and you also have to take into account. You look at a Jonas Blix, or you look at a Xander Schauffele from years past. This tournament has shown to be a proverbial launching pad for some of these young guns, because there's a lot of really good young golfers out there, and this tournament has served those guys well. So good mix of younger guys, good mix of more established guys. We expect with this new placement on the FedEx Cup schedule to have one of the best well-rounded fields we've had in the history of this event.
You've worked hard also to make this thing really fan-friendly. You've got better parking arrangements, more bleachers. Really, this is set up nicely for that casual fan that maybe hasn't been, or is a seasoned veteran coming to this tournament and watching and enjoying the golf.
Oh, it certainly is. You're looking, if you've ever been to the event, the parking used to take place at the State Fairgrounds, which was, really, as the crow flies, maybe 7 or 8 miles from the event. But when you're sitting on a bus and traveling, it would add really a half hour on both ends of your day, coming in and going out. Now we're just 2 miles away from the golf course. It'll be just a 3 or 4 minute shuttle ride to get where you need to go. And we're going to have plenty of seating. We're going to have bleachers on 17. We're going to have bleachers on 4 more locations that Robert is much more apt to answer than I am. But we are going to have plenty of seating for folks. And in addition to the complimentary tickets, we still have premium seating options available. Go to our website at militarytribute.com to register for your free tickets. You can check out all of the great opportunities we have, not just from a hospitality standpoint, but we still have quite a few spots left for volunteers, and the more the merrier. One
big feature of the tournament years ago, you haven't had this in a while, but the concerts were really a big thing. Do you see we're at a point where that's something that will fit back into what you're trying to do, and hopefully bring that as a feature, not maybe the main attraction, but as a feature to this tournament?
Well, I mean, I just certainly would be a good problem to have if we were able to get back to that point. It's something we work towards every day. We're starting to we make a concerted effort every year, but we are aware of, it's been 4 years now since the last time we had that concert series, and we know that folks have we know how popular it was in this area, and eventually that is something we do want to work back up to. There's no question about it. We just have to get some foundational pieces into place as we build this thing, and this year the focus solely and will continue to be with or without concerts as we build this. Everything that we're doing now is focused around serving those who serve us, serving our everyday heroes, and working with several charities that are involved in with our military and first responders. That's our first and foremost focus, is to help those folks out. But as we build it, absolutely.
Pro-Am's coming up Wednesday, September 11th, 18th anniversary of September 11th terrorist attacks. So you've got a lot of things planned to pay tribute, to honor those who the tournament is focused towards. Could you talk about some of the events that maybe people can look forward to or what they should know about?
Absolutely, and that is the day I'm probably looking forward to most in our schedule of events. We are going to have a moment of observation at 8:46 a.m. Our Pro-Am starts at 7, so it'll be a cool dynamic to take in if you're on the course. Groups that have already started, wherever everybody is on the course, we're going to stop. We're going to have that moment of silence, and then we're going to have a couple of cool moments of tribute that are going to be great to be in person for. Also, throughout the day, we're going to have we're going to incorporate an Oval of Honor ceremony from our official vehicle sponsor, Ford Motor Company. They're going to be honoring a former Medal of Honor winner. Also, throughout the day, we are going to have some commemorative locomotives staged in our train lot, courtesy of the folks at the fine folks at CSX and a charity we're working with, the First Responders Children's Foundation. And that will lead right into a parade of freedom that will take place in nearby downtown White Sulphur and culminate in the front circle of the Greenbrier. So, it's good. All day long we're going to have special programming that is going to pay proper tribute to those that made the ultimate sacrifice and are still making the sacrifice for our community and for our country in the wake of September 11th.
Kenny, are you excited? Just to finally get to the point we're here. Let's get it going. Let's just go ahead and play some golf.
Oh, no question. And our field is going to be final here in the next couple of weeks. We're almost there. The build out on the course is looking fantastic. I mean, our skyboxes are ready to go. Our Patriots Park is ready to go. Our Eisenhower Club is ready to go. Just ready to get some players out there, and we need some people out there. And we've got all these giveaways that we're planning, and we encourage everybody to register. Go online at militarytribute.com. Register for your complimentary ticket, courtesy of the folks at Bluestone. Nominate Everyday Hero. They will be entered into a drawing. And so here's the cool part about this, guys. You go online, you register for your tickets. When you register for your ticket, you can supply the name of an everyday hero, a special veteran in your life, a special first responder, EMT, firefighter, policeman, state police, whatever. You nominate that name. That name will then be entered into a drawing, and all throughout the week, we're going to give away cash prizes for every birdie on 18, for every eagle on 17, for every hole-in-one on 18. And, by the way, in the midst of all that, at the end of the week, we're going to give away $50,000.
Is that all?
Yeah, that's it. Just ho-hum, could pay a couple bills with that. But, yeah. Absolutely. Go online right now and register, and you can a first responder or an everyday hero, that you nominate will be entered in the drawing.
So that sounds like it's going to be a good time, and it really does live up to its name, a military tribute at the Greenbrier. And I know you, being someone who works that golf course all the time. It's an exciting time of the year to have so many people come in who maybe for the first time have seen the course or the first time played the course. So as a golf pro, that makes you feel good, doesn't it?
It certainly does. I mean, it's sometimes you still, I've been here a few years now and still kind of have the pinch myself moment some days when I come into work and, having the PGA Tour involved here. This is Marshall football is big, and we've got some other football teams that are big here, but this is the premier professional sporting event in the state. And I know I don't want to fully speak for Robert, and I know he'll look forward to having the opportunity to join you guys after today. But to have the opportunity to be a part, just a small part of a huge event that touches so many people, and such a huge beacon for our state, it really is humbling.
Kenny, thanks for pitch hitting. I mean, that's what a golf pro does. You sometimes you have to come in and swing for someone else, right? That's the job description.
Yeah, just called me up from the driving range. It was okay. It's just working on my short game a little bit.
Kenny, good talking to you. We'll get you back on soon, and Robert as well. So thanks for telling us a little bit more about what's coming up with the Greenbrier.
Absolutely, guys. Again, that website, amilitarytribute.com. Thank you all so much for the opportunity. We look forward to seeing all of you September 9th through the 15th here at the Old White TPC.
Thanks, Kenny. Good talking to you.
Thanks, guys.
All right, that is the golf pro at the Greenbrier, Kenny Perry, Gabriel Sellards. Are you still here? I thought we got rid of you. You like how he threw you under the bus, man?
Yeah.
I mean, you're looking at me, you're waving at me like, I can't speak your sign language there. I mean, because
I thought you originally knew.
No, we didn't. I mean, I'm sitting here promoting, hey, we got Robert Harris coming up on the program, and
By then it was too late.
It's like,
this
hey,
is Kenny.
Let's go to Robert, and it's like, hey, no, this is Kenny. I had a problem with your board op, and just totally tossed you under the bus. David Kahn, sir, take notes when you do the show from now on. David Kahn on the other side of the break.
He's on deck.
When we continue with today's edition of The Drive, ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930, presented by Huntington Federal Savings Bank.
Don't worry. Paul Swann has the wheel on The Drive, ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
We're presented by Huntington Federal Savings Bank. Paul Swann and the silent Dave Walsh.
You like it that way, don't you?
Dude, get a radio. I'm
like
serious.
it that way.
Just get a radio next time.
Okay.
I'll buy you one.
I have one.
Apparently not, because you're here in the studio to listen. Dave Walsh here in the studio listening to the show today because he doesn't have a radio.
There you go.
And he's now with us on the program. David Kahn, the West Virginia Power. Gabriel, this is David Kahn, correct? Okay.
Yes, it is.
Man, the last guy threw David. The last guy threw Gabriel under the bus. We were supposed to have Robert Harris on, the executive tournament director for a military tribute at the Greenbrier. Robert got pulled away for a meeting.
Oh.
Yeah. So I've introduced the guest here, and lo and behold, it's Kenny Perry. He's a golf pro up there.
Oh.
Kenny was great, but Kenny just said, "Oh, hey, we had a problem with your board op, communicating," and just basically threw him under the bus because I had no idea that we had made a switch.
Well, I would never throw Gabriel under the bus like that. So,
No, maybe. Gabriel, no. Yeah.
It is the real me. Yeah, Paul, I'll throw you under the bus all day, but not Gabriel.
Well, just so you know, I'm expecting it because of that Jansen Williams thing a few weeks ago. I'm still expecting that.
Oh, it's coming. You know when we do the thing that we talked about a couple weeks ago?
Yeah, that thing.
Yeah, that's when it's coming. So be ready.
Thanks, man. Hey, you're gonna have some free time soon because the West Virginia Power season is winding down. Unfortunately, the elimination number sits at 3 with 13 games to go, and you got 7 of those in the division. So unless a miraculous miracle happens, not looking good.
No, it's not, and it's it's unfortunate because I think this team is a very talented team that's not going to get to go to the playoffs. I was actually talking with someone about it earlier today, and I said this might be the most underperforming in terms of expected potential West Virginia Power team that we've had ever. And that's not to say this team is bad. That's just to say the team had so many high expectations on the prospects we had, moving forward that you kind of expected this team to, show up a little bit more than they may have consistently throughout the season. And, just sometimes things don't work out the way you expect them to, and you got to roll with the punches and see what shakes out. But I certainly, thought at the start of the year, especially with the way this team started in April, that they would be playoff bound, and it certainly doesn't seem like they will be. But, hey, you never know. Miracles do happen.
In action tonight, 3-game series continues against the Charleston River Dogs, and this has really been a tough spot for the Power all season long. It seems like the River Dogs have owned West Virginia, at least at their stadium.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. We've lost 6 in a row to Charleston at their place, including last year when we were unable to clinch a playoff spot. I really have no earthly idea why Joseph C. Riley Jr. Park is such a crapshoot for West Virginia, but it is. And for some reason, we cannot seem to find a way to get a win together there. But hopefully that changes tonight. We've got a top Mariners prospect on the mound making his low A debut, and hopefully he shows up.
Yeah, that's reminds me you had a couple of roster changes as well, or at least some movement. So I'll let you outline it.
A couple. Geez, it's like a whole new Power roster lately. My goodness. We've had too many roster moves for me to even remember. But yeah, Jake Anchia got promoted. Bernie Martinez gets promoted. Billy Cook shifting back and forth between us and Modesto. We've added some new guys like Robert Winslow, the latest added last night. We just got Caleb Rika from the AZL with Austin Shenton going on the injured list. So it's certainly been an active Power roster, but a lot of these guys that got promoted to Modesto are trying to help them, make a playoff push at the last second because they're much more in it than we are at this moment. So we'll see what happens. I certainly, hope Modesto can make it. It would be really great for all those guys, especially to get a taste of playoff baseball. And the Mariners are trying to see if they can get it.
Now you hate to get to this point in the season where there's really not that opportunity to extend the season. So what's the wind down starting to feel like, or is it begun yet?
Not really. I mean, we know we only have 7 home games left, and there's only 13 games left in the season. But I think these guys are just focused on finishing the season strong. They know how many games are left there, but they're not sitting there saying, 13 and then we're done. It's more like, oh man, like we only have 13 games left. As much as it's the grind, this is these guys' daily life and their jobs. So when the season's over, they still go into the off season and do some work, but it's a little different. They don't want to. It's like you don't miss it until it's gone. When you're in the off season, you miss baseball. When you're in game 127, you end up missing baseball a lot more than you thought.
Football season's starting soon, though. Come on, man. It'll be all right.
Yeah, football season starts this weekend. I mean, Florida and Miami in week 0.
It'll be good. I think they should. I think they should play right now to start. Let's go. Let's get it started.
I mean, look, that would be cool, but I'm looking forward to August 29th when the Tulane Green Wave take on Florida International at Yeoman Stadium, and the UCLA Bruins travel to Cincinnati to take on the Bearcats.
Okay, well, you just go ahead and promote all your products.
And, of course, Marshall and West Virginia, too. West Virginia on Saturday the 31st at 2 o'clock. I mean, but, I mean, hey, we've talked about that. My 2 teams are Tulane and now UCLA, which is who I work for.
I got you. Okay. David Kahn's our guest, West Virginia Power. I've got the Marshall volleyball coach coming on next. So any tips for her or for the show? Any tips?
Don't throw shade at Gabriel, only at Paul.
That's not a good tip, sir. It's not helping your case.
Hey, Dave liked it. Dave thought it was a great tip.
Dave works here at my pleasure. Actually, I'm not paying him a darn dime, so he works here at his pleasure. So, let me rephrase that.
Yeah. Made the wrong turn and wound up here.
Yeah, he retired and got to a cushy second job as he makes less now than he did when he was at the paper.
Well, you know what? I think Dave's having fun because he gets to hear all these people chide you a little bit when they come on the air.
No, just you. Right, just you.
Yeah.
Just me?
Just you.
I'm the only one that throws shots at you?
Well, no, you're the only one that has brazen enough to drop the shade. I mean, I'm sure.
Well,
yeah.
Then you need to get better. You need to get better guests.
Okay, I'll work on that. David Kahn, our guest. surprise with David coming soon. We'll talk about that when it happens. All right, buddy. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, Paul. See you soon.
David Kahn. You would think we weren't friends or anything. Ariana Aganus joining us next. It's The Drive, ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
You're listening to The Drive with Paul Swann on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
Presented by Huntington Federal Savings Bank. Welcome back to the Wednesday, August 21st edition. We've been having some real fun, I think, on this program. Dave Walsh with me as well, former Young Thundering Herd quarterback. And joining us now on the program, I tried, you know what, I sent everything but Pony Express trying to see if I could find her yesterday to get her on the program. And our Ariana Aganus joins us on the program now, Marshall's volleyball coach. And the green and white scrimmage is set for Saturday at 1 p.m. And Coach Ari is with us now on the program. And first of all, the new court design came out today. Social media revealed that. Wasn't that nice of Marshall to redesign the court in honor of you taking over the volleyball program?
That's what I assumed it was all for. That's what I've been telling myself. So if it's not true, I'm just going to keep telling myself that. But it looks awesome, doesn't it?
Yeah, you got the old school Marco head, which I called it a Navy hat. I was corrected and told it was a beanie. It's a Navy hat. Come on. And the new school M and the Kelly green pops and you put the volleyball netting up there. It's going to look fantastic. I
am very excited. It's classy and then has a touch of history too, which I think beautifully describes Marshall. I'm excited to see it.
So hey, we got this green and white scrimmage coming up on Saturday. How you feel? We're getting right close to the start of the season.
I am excited. We have had, and we're not done yet, but we've had an awesome preseason. It has been mentally challenging, physically challenging, but we've managed to stay pretty healthy. We're always going to have a little bit of soreness and a little bit of bumps and bruises, but we've got an awesome training staff that's really done a great job keeping all the girls intact. And we have lightened the load some days, heavier other days, which has really paid off. And I've never done it in the cycle that we're doing it, but it's really working. So Saturday is going to be really fun, and I know that they're all excited to finally get out there and kind of put everything together. But they don't know their teams yet, and they're all trying to figure them out, I think, so they can start plotting against each other. So I think it will be super competitive and really just a fun showcase since we're not home for so long until September 27th. So it'll be really, really good. Really, really good.
Teams aren't going to be an indicator of who's starting and who's not.
No, the way that we're going to run our offense right away, it's hard to do in a split squad scrimmage. So we're going to split it as evenly as possible and then just let them kind of go at it so that we can see some things that we've not seen in practice, see if some girls will kind of do different things that will be a testament. We want to see who's going to compete the hardest, and that will help solidify some of the lineups that we've been thinking in our heads as a staff.
You've been pretty pleased so far with how everything's worked up to this point.
Very much so. Very much so, from our leadership to our new kids to our incoming freshmen. It's a really, even from the spring, I thought the spring was great and everything was going really well, but they've really stepped it up. From a mentality standpoint, I have yet to have to stop anything to get them to do more. I've not had to ask them to go harder. They are going every single day and giving it 100%, which is all that we as coaches can really ever ask for. And with that happening, we're getting a better production physically. So it's been really, really great. They come in every day ready to work hard. They come in focused, and we've got really awesome, fun kids that you want to be around that make long practices and long days and double days easy, because on top of that, they're just working their butts off because they're also bought in.
Marshall volleyball coach Ariana Aganus joining us on the program. The green and white scrimmage is Saturday, 1 p.m. at the Cam Anderson Center, and then shortly thereafter on the road, going to Indiana for their invitational. You're starting off on the road a lot. I guess you need to be away from the Henderson Center to give them time to get your new court in.
That's exactly it. So it worked out really well, actually. But we're going to be on the road the first 4 weekends, and then we open up conference at home, which is really special. And, the conference tournament at the end of the season isn't home. It's away. So we've got to figure out early how to be able to compete on the road, how to get used to the schedule, and finagle different needs and wants from different athletes to be successful. And no better time than to do it and just kind of get away and see how well we can be tested, so that if there's any tweaks during conference that we need to make, we can make those.
Still got to feel good, though. You're actually going to play a match at the Henderson Center. People can come out, see it.
Yes.
So what do they need to know? Show up, bring $50. What do they need to know?
Just show up, pick a team, pick a side, or as we switch sides, keep that side. But come get to know them. It's a really special group that we've got here, and they want to show off what they've been working hard for, and we want as many people as we can get to come in here and just see kind of what all the buzz that we've been talking about is about. It's going to be really special. They're going to work really, really hard, and it's going to be fun. Volleyball is such a fast-paced sport that it's fun. It's easy to watch. It's easy, even if you don't know anything. It's a really enjoyable sport, and we've got some really, really talented kids that I think have not had a time to shine or haven't had enough moment in the light that they're really going to show us some really special things that hopefully will make people want to come back.
Joining us on the program, Marshall's head volleyball coach, Ariana Aganus. Green and white scrimmage Saturday at 1 p.m. All right, I got to know this. I've been wanting to ask you this. What's the media attention for you been like at Marshall? Let's be honest. How many times did you get a phone call in your previous jobs? I mean, is this the most? I'm just curious.
I mean, yeah, this is the most. 100%. But you know what? I think that at the other places that I've been, they've been in bigger cities, and there's not been as much true care for everything that's going on in the university. So I associate it with that, but I also think that everybody is so invested in Marshall that they want to know what's happening, want to know what's going on, and they tune in because they're genuinely interested and invested, which is awesome.
I was just kind of curious, because I know how we are as a media group. Just every day we're looking to talk to somebody. Every day. I'm trying to track.
It's not like that anywhere else.
Yeah, I'm trying to track you down yesterday. I sent carrier pigeons out. I talked to 2 SIDs yesterday. I'm serious. I looked at the schedule. I looked at the schedule and said, hey, you know what? This is coming up. I better get her on. And I went through 2 SIDs, and it was already planning on going to the 3rd.
We are in preseason, and it is just like no man's land of we're either up in Gullickson, down in the cam, at weights, having a dinner, having some sort of meal in the training room. So it's kind of hard to find us. I'm actually surprised that I was found within today.
Well, I guess I got to the right SID. I don't know. It took a lot of effort, but I'm glad to have you on. Thanks for doing it. I know short notice, and
thank you.
Looking forward to doing this again soon, and enjoy soon that new court that was especially for you. Don't let that basketball coach tell you any differently.
I won't. It's especially for me, but I appreciate your persistence. We love getting on here and being able to just chat about what we've got going on and get everybody out to the green and white scrimmage. We're so excited. So excited.
Coach, good luck. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks so much. Have a good day.
Ariana Aganus, Marshall's volleyball coach, and I tell you what, I'm just going to call her Coach Ari from now on.
Easier.
Yeah, well, Ariana's easy to say, but I had to break myself, Dave, because I want to call her Ariana Grande every time. So I have to call her Coach Ari, Coach Aganus. I have to avoid the Ariana.
You mentioned it's kind of tough, though. You're going to have the green and white, and they won't see the inside of that building for a match until the end of the month of September. It's like, whoa, it's a true road warriors.
It's a great strategy, though. They're going to practice there, and then they're going to go on the road, and they're going to get road tough.
And places they go will make you, right at Indiana, it's like, whoa, they're playing, they're playing some tough people. Tough people.
So tomorrow the tour begins. You got Paint the Capitol Green. That event's coming up. Next week you're going to have the Thundering Herd Pep Rally going on, Pullman Square. Next week the Doc Holliday Coaches Show begins as well. Media availability opens up. That means it's closer to football for us, and we're almost there. And you've got several commercials rolling on the radio of me telling you how many days until herd football, counting it down. It's almost here.
It's here. Saturday's the first game. It's down in Florida, but it's here. We wait, we speculate, whatever, and then all of a sudden they kick it off, and it's like, dude, from now until February or in late January when it finishes, it's going to be a wild ride, but it's glad to start.
Yeah, the week of welcome continues. The freshmen over at the field earlier getting the group photo on this. They got the Block M formed. And,
Right. It's
that's
so
pretty
different
cool.
now.
Yeah, we never did that when
We
I
just
was
showed
a
up
student.
and went to school.
Yeah.
And now it's like you take a whole week to go here, there, and yonder. I think we'll be watching the We Are Marshall movie at some point. I think next.
Well,
day or
we've got
two.
that. That's all. If they're not showing it, we're definitely
You got
showing
it.
it. That's a promotion that our radio company is doing, and I hope we can do that every year. Like the last movie of summer for our movies on the river is the
Apropos.
We Are Marshall. That would be awesome if we could do that every year. I don't know if it'll work out that way, but that was a movie that was available to us when we were putting that promotion together, and so it just fits perfectly to have that. Come on, I mean.
Yeah, because everybody's down here anyway.
Yeah. Well, that Thursday will be down here. Fridays, it's a different day for the movie. So you could go.
Okay.
And get you a ticket. You've seen the movie once.
Several times.
Several times. Do you just go to your part where you're in it and just loop it?
It's if you blink, you miss.
Okay, so you just pause it there. Just frame advance it a little bit on the remote so people can see you.
'Cause it's like I know when it's going to happen, and boom, and it's like if you blink, you have missed it.
Dave, you were coaching against the Herd in that movie.
Yes, that was quite an experience.
Did you protest? Like, well, wait a minute, I can't coach against the Herd.
Oh, it was so funny. Thinking back down there, I tried to tell those guys once they figured out the teams and stuff. I said, guys, we might be ahead now. We're not going to win. We're going to lose. I know how we're going to lose, when we're going to lose, and time changing and things back and forth. There's nothing we can do about it. We know what's going to happen.
All right, coming up tomorrow on the program, it will not be as jam-packed.
This one flew by. You had
Three.
Boom to boom to boom.
3 guests. This is my response to yesterday's barren wasteland of a show.
I like Ari, the coach.
She's great, isn't she?
Very. Not gonna be a dull moment. It sounds like with her.
No, she's great.
Coach of action.
Yeah, I think she's going to do fine. At least she's going to be great on the radio.
Right.
Whatever her record is, she's great on the radio.
Right.
And that's all I sometimes care about.
That's what you're graded on.
What's good for the show.
Right.
Is what is important to me. That's going to do it for this edition of the program. For our former producer, Gabriel Sellers. Man, can't believe you got thrown under the bus. I mean, I had to throw you under the bus. I'm sorry. You knew it was happening because you got thrown, and I just backed the bus back up on you. Gabriel, you'll do better tomorrow, right? Okay. Yeah, it's not your fault. I mean, okay, maybe it is. I don't know. Just next time, just wave at me. This is not who you think it is. Give it up. I can't hear you. Whatever, you get your mic. You're double fired. Back tomorrow? Okay. We'll be back tomorrow. Do it all over again. Hope you had fun with us here on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
WRBC Huntington, W227BS Huntington, your flagship home of the Marshall Thundering Herd and The Drive with Paul Swann, ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.